Thank you, Madam Speaker. The regulators continue their reign of regulation on businesses across America. Jerry McKinney from Crosby, Texas wrote me this: I work in the industrial chemical business, and I see the result of government regulations like those from the EPA. These cost my company good money, and they don't have any positive effects. Larry, a doctor in Kingwood, Texas, said this to me: small businesses need relief from the ridiculous OSHA standards. Our veterinary practice is having to spend hours and money trying to decipher all the regulations some bureaucrats have dreamed up just to justify their jobs. Madam Speaker, the fourth branch of government meddles in every aspect of our lives. In the name of saving us from ourselves, the regulators regulate, and when they're through, they regulate some more, without regard to the consequences of these expensive government mandates. Sometimes they put businesses out of business because of their regulations. Dana from Southeast Texas writes me this: I owned a business, bought a bowling center, my dream job, in 2007, was totally unprepared for the amount of regulations and fees and taxes. I employed 32 people, and I went bankrupt in October 2012 because of this. I have the drive and the desire and a great business plan for a new business. It would employ 20 to 30 people, but I'm not sure I want to dive back into all this. Michael from Houston said, where should I begin? Real estate market is flooded with, yes, new regulations. It seems that banks are prevented from foreclosing on homeowners who are basically living in the house for free for several years. Susan, a small business owner in Texas, says this: our small business is up on a shoestring for several years. We started way back in 1978, but I fear the end is near. We manufacture 400 products, but they're all made from the same materials. But now the new product safety regulations require we certify every product to the tune of about $500 per product, even though they're all made from the same materials. Do the math. $175,000 or more just to get these same products that we've been making since 1978 certified by the federal government. Add on the health care fines and the rising cost of gasoline and the rising property and sales taxes and income taxes, well, you know the rest of the story. Madam Speaker, this ought not to be. Regulators putting businesses out of business by dreaming up new, silly rules that don't solve any problem. The regulators dream up new rules to add to their 100,000 commandments every day. Regulators regulate. That's what they do. That's what they like to do. But their addiction to power, to new unnecessary rules must stop. Burdensome, expensive federal regulations cost $2 trillion a year. What does that mean? That's the same amount of money all American citizens and corporations paid in income tax in 2008. $2 trillion. A lot of money. Regulators have no concept of the cost of running a business. They don't even understand the rules of business and business costs that can put some American businesses out of business. So Congress should approve any regulation that reaches a certain cost threshold or has a significant economic impact. That's why I'm original co-sponsor of the Reins Act. The Reins Act requires Congress, the elected, to approve the expensive rules of the unelected, or the rules will not have taken effect. So if a new rule affects the economy in the United States over $100 million throughout the country, Congress must approve this new rule or it does not take effect by the rule makers. We should make new rules for the rule makers. That's what our responsibility is. So it's time for Congress to rein in the out-of-control government and start regulating regulators. And that's just the way it is. I yield back.
The gentleman